Everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here, and what a year it's been, right? We're kind of going through a lot of the high schools from around the area and a lot of the schools from around the area. It was a terrific year after a couple of terrific years. So we're talking with the graduating, well, actually the administration over there at Covenant Christian. It's Jason Hutchinson. Thank you so much for being here. The principal, Troy Jackson, the vice principal. Guys, we appreciate y'all being here, and we were just kind of talking before. We going through a weird time into a tragic time with around here with a hurricane following a pandemic. But you guys seem to have made it through. Missed 13 days, incredible. When you're talking about a school year after what we saw on August 29th. So tell me about the year, and let me hear you guys talk about the year.
Sure. First of all, there's no policy manual that can be written to cover such a year. It was just a lot of creative thinking on the fly, some organization. We lost, when it was all said and done, we lost actually our entire middle school side, either complete loss with the classrooms or partial, but we wound up having to redo 4 complete rooms and 2 partials. Had a wonderful family volunteers get in to help us break everything down. Troy coordinated some scheduling on the back end so that once we got it all up and running, we could effectively run the school and minimize the impact. And of course, with the virtual world that we've all gotten quite accustomed to, we were able to use that application. It was a challenge, but it's something that I think when you live down here, you're mentally always preparing for such things in the back of your head.
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen it before, right? So we can't act like we've never seen anything like this before. Troy, you were talking about you had to work out of scheduling, right? So you guys are K through 12, so it's not like just a high school or junior high. So that scheduling was a little different for you.
It was. So the idea was, how do we get back to the campus as quickly as we possibly could? And to utilize the available rooms that we had. We, like Jason said, that entire side was done. We couldn't use that side at all. So we came up with an idea of bringing in the elementary students K through 3, went Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and then the alternating week they went Tuesday and Thursday, and then 4th and 5th came Tuesday and Thursday and alternated to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then using the high school side that we had, the rooms that we did have available, and some of the other rooms that we had the middle school coming in the mornings and the high schools coming in the afternoons. I think the beauty of it all was to see how many students actually came to school. We had students that didn't have electricity, didn't have water, but they wanted to come to school.
Right.
And that was encouraging to us all. We had teachers that didn't have water, didn't have electricity, but people just wanted some sense of normalcy. And they showed up to school, and that was encouraging. And mixing that in with a little bit of the virtual, we were able to get it done. And then we finally got the rooms ready. We opened it all the way back up.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I think I was out of power for almost a month. So for y'all to be up in 13 days is incredible. Hey, Jason, let's talk a little bit about this senior class, right? You got to have a special feeling for those kids of their high school career and what it's been like.
Yeah, every year, a lot of times I'm asked by various organizations, what's the theme of each class? And Troy's going to be able to respond to this as well because he's been with this group for a long time. This group, there's 2 things that stuck out. It was the year of the young female, the strong leadership. Mm-hmm. We also had a lot of cohesiveness with the class. A lot of these kids have been together for 12, 13 years, having gone from the pre-K program all the way through graduation. Troy's daughter was part of this graduating class. And so as a result, he had an opportunity to really get to know a lot of these young ladies and young men that were, because they were constantly doing things. When you got a small school, you have the luxury of really getting to do a lot of things that you wouldn't normally do with a larger population. And perhaps Troy might be able to share some of his experiences over those years.
That's where the female leadership comes in when Troy's daughter is involved, right?
Well, she started at CCA in the 2nd grade, and I tell this to every kid that comes in interviews. She wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere else. She loved her class. She loved her students, her classmates, her teachers. So when you saw this class, a lot of those kids, like Hutch said, some started at pre-K. My daughter started in the 2nd grade, and they had been with each other so long. So this class, watching them grow up, was really, really good because, as a dad, you're driving them around when they're younger. So these same girls and young men who are driving now and, coming into the young adulthood, you know, you used to pick them up and you got them in the car and all kinds of stuff and sleepovers, and I had pictures of all kinds of stuff. So it was neat to watch them grow up. It's neat to watch them develop into what they've become and how they've grown at the school and take leadership roles and participate. It was really, really encouraging. And even to watch them through everything they've gone through, because high school hadn't been the same. School hadn't been the same for anybody in the last 3 years. And these kids' high school was completely disrupted. But through all of that, they still persevered. It still came out on this back end. And I think they had a really, really good senior year.
Sure. Well, the usual is the unusual now, right?
Exactly.
But they'll be ready for anything. And I'm sure a lot of those kids are prepared now to go off to college. Now, interesting, you said the school's growing. Now,
Yes.
It went from around 420 to about 460, maybe more next year.
That's correct. We're presently have 460 registered as of Friday afternoon. I had interviewed today. I have interviews tomorrow. I actually have interviews till the middle of June scheduled. So yeah, we're in a growth.
That's a
mode
great sign,
now.
right?
Absolutely,
Excellent
absolutely.
sign.
Yeah, and you know, and look, there's a lot of different reasons, but you know, and our area is kind of shrinking in a lot of ways. For you guys to be growing population, that says a lot for what y'all doing out there. So, anything new? I mean, maybe just regular school year would be
No,
nice,
you
right?
know, it's so funny. The three big events we had this spring. We talk about how this class had just graduated. The usual saying is they're battle tested because
Right.
of the hardened things they've had to go through. But this group was war tested.
Right.
It was beyond battle between COVID and, of
Yeah.
course, our Hurricane Ida.
Well, Jason, Troy, thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Great things happening over at Covenant Christian.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.